Ja, wunderschönen guten Morgen zusammen. Musikmesse 2013. Wir sind in Frankfurt für euch mit Session Music und es ist der Tag Nummer 1, der Mittwoch, 10. April. Und ich bin ganz früh morgens hier am Stand von Universal Audio. Und Universal Audio hat was Neues auf dem Markt aus der Apollo-Reihe. Die kennt ihr schon. Es gibt die Apollo Duo, Quad und Octa-Core mittlerweile auf dem Markt. Geile Interfaces, sehr coole Plugins, analog gemodelte Hardware-Geschichten. Also das ist sehr, sehr cool. Und bei mir ist jetzt Lev. Lev, thank you for being with us. And you've got some new exciting product for us to show from the Apollo range. What's that about?
Indeed. So last year we announced Apollo, available in duo and quad versions. And it's been really successful because it really combined things that customers really wanted with high-end conversion, mic preamps, headphone amps, and real-time UAD processing. And it was also the first Thunderbolt interface available on the market. The new announcement at the show is Apollo 16. And Apollo 16 is really targeted at the professional user, you know, the high-end bedroom musician who's got all of the analog equipment, summing mixers, maybe a small mixing console, and they want to integrate it. Of course, it can hook up to the bigger mixing desks because you can also stack them up to 32 channels of I/O over Thunderbolt or Firewire. It's got quad processing built in and the ability to run plugins on the front end with sub 2 millisecond latency or run the plugins in your favorite DAW.
So pretty much does everything that the interfaces do, but it doesn't have any mic pre's.
That's exactly it. No mic pre's, no headphone amps. We assume that this customer has those things in outboard gear or in a mixing console. So it's really for those customers because those customers like, Apollo looks great, but I've already got, you know, some premium mic preamps or I've already got a Q or a headphone system. So it really is for them. And what's really cool is, again, same Apollo class conversion, a great sounding converter. The real-time UAD is really what sets it apart because you can, in our console application, which we're showing here, you can see this is specifically the console for Apollo 16. You get all 16 analog inputs. You've got 2 channels of ASCBU, and all of those can be mixed, you know, live to the monitors or to the cues with no latency. So very, very good for just tracking. It replaces a mixer in some way, but it also integrates perfectly with an analog mixer.
So let's look at the new software. That's a bit different from before. What do we have in comparison to the older one or the one that's coming with the interfaces?
Great question. So this is a feature update that actually a lot of the Apollo customers will get a lot of the same features. There are some Apollo 16 features. The first little thing that we've done is update the send section. So for the auxes and the headphones, or on Apollo we call them Qs, there's a new nice little small fader, metering. All of the visual feedback is much better than what you have on the current Apollo software. And again, Apollo Duo and Quad will get these feature updates. Apollo 16, however, has a really great routable Q section. So over here, we can see that Q1 through 4 can actually route to any output. So if you look, you've actually got the ability to send the Qs to any of the analog or to the ASCBU. And so again, really great because customers want to be able to take, say, just a couple of inputs and send them to any output through UAD plugins with no latency. And with Apollo 16, very easy to do that. The other feature that's new, that's really great, and it's going to be for both Apollo 16 and for Apollo Duo and Quad, is virtual I/O. So virtual I/O is a feature where you can take outputs out of your DAW directly into the console and process them through real-time UAD plugins. So great for virtual instruments if you want to be able to take your virtual instrument, route it out to a virtual, and play it with no latency through our plugins in the console. Very great workflow. You also have the ability to record it back in, so it's like a virtual insert in some way, because what you want to be able to do is play your virtual instrument through you know, a great compressor, a great reverb, but then also record it back as an input into your DAW, and you can totally do that with Apollo or Apollo 16.
So a lot of things on the front end side. The back end changed a bit too because 16 channels is not that easy to fit in. Let's take a look at that.
Let's do that. Let's take a walk around.
All right. So what do we have here? Oh, it's getting loud. Let's get up here. Ich hoffe, man kann uns immer noch gut hören. Wir machen es gerade mal ein bisschen leiser. So, just gonna lean over these nice focal monitors. They can take it. So what do we have here?
Okay, so starting on the right-hand side, we've got the 16 channels of analog I/O via DB25 connectors, industry standard connections, +4 and -10 switchable for all inputs and outputs, 24-bit, 192 kilohertz, great sounding converters, 119 dB dynamic range, they sound incredible. To the left of that, we've got the dedicated monitor outputs. These are on XLR jacks. This is digitally controlled analog, so we're not attenuating in the digital domain. It's actually all done in the analog domain, so it's very important for like the resolution. When you turn down the volume, you're not losing resolution like you do on other interfaces, which is great. To the left of that, we've got stereo ASCBU in and out via XLR, balanced 192 kilohertz single wire ASCBU. with sample rate conversion on the input. So you can hook up any ASCBU device regardless of the sample rate and it will just work. To the left of that, we've got maybe the most interesting or provocative jack here. We've actually put MADI on Apollo 16. And Apollo 16's MADI input and output is for multi-unit. So when you stack two of these together, you take one MADI connection out into the other, and you get a full mixer aggregation. So all of the cues, all of the monitor, and all of the auxes get shared between two units. So it's literally like just stacking the mixers on top of each other, and MADI gives us the ability to do that. On Apollo, we have ADAT, and we use the ADAT connection to do the mixer aggregation. MADI is very nice because we have way more channels, so a little bit more in line for this product and who it's intended for. Word clock I/O, dual FireWire, 800 jacks, Thunderbolt option bay, and the external power supply round out the interface. So tons of digital connectivity. Obviously the big thing is all about the analog connectivity. Thunderbolt ready, you just add in the Thunderbolt option card, the same Thunderbolt option card that works with Apollo, and you're good to go.
So the big question is, when's it going to be available and what's it going to cost?
Great question. The answer is very soon. It's going to be within the quarter. I don't know the exact date, but we're in production now. It's just a matter of finishing the software and getting the boxes out to customers. Cost is about $29.99 US, and it's about the same in euros. You'll have to go to check out your local dealer distributor to find out the local pricing. I'm sorry, I'm the US guy.
No problem.
But coming very soon, very, very well priced for what you get, for the sound quality, for the real-time UAD. It's pretty amazing.
So Lev, thanks you for the interview, and I'm going to do a quick translation in German. Thanks already and see you soon. So, da sind wir nochmal kurz für euch in Deutsch, damit ihr auch nochmal mitbekommt, was da so alles geht. UAD Apollo 16. Und das Teil, man kennt es vielleicht wie gesagt schon, ist eine geile Kombination aus analoger Hardware mit einer super Software, mit DSP-Power an Bord. Wir haben keine Mic-Pre's mehr, aber dafür 16 analog In- und Outputs. Über, hinten Sub-D-Stecker haben wir gerade gesehen. Wir haben immer noch die Thunderbolt-Option, sodass ihr unter 2 Millisekunden Latenzzeit liegt, und die Zielgruppe für so ein Teil ist natürlich ein Studio, was vielleicht schon sehr, sehr gute analoge Outboard-Hardware hat und dafür auch noch einen sehr, sehr guten Wandler haben möchte. Und die Teile sind auch stackbar, verbindbar. Man kann 2 Stück kaskadieren, sodass man auf 32 Inputs und Outputs kommt. Die Software macht das komplett automatisch. Und die Teile sollen noch dieses Quartal rauskommen, um die 3.000 € pro Stück kosten. Und sobald sie da sind, checkt auf jeden Fall mal session.de aus, da sind sie für euch drauf.